everybody, Mike Dukes here. I am at the Kokomo Humane Society. I am with Bree, and I dare say the two of us have not laughed this much prior to filming ever. It's all because of her, little Sophie. Look at her. The little princess. All right, we need some story here. What do we know about Sophie?
Sophie's about 7 years old. She came into us. Her owner had some health conditions that were just, they were getting to the point where they were so bad he just couldn't take care of her anymore. But other than that, I mean, he did really good care with her when he did have her. She's great with other dogs, loves cats. She was up in our office for a couple days, and she was just in awe with all the animals up there. She was so happy. The cats weren't always a fan of her because she comes on a little strong. But she is a goofy, fun time to be around, as he was saying. Like, we were trying to get her attention, and she was like, no, I'm just going to roll on the floor. Just rolling.
Break dancing.
Yeah, just a little dance for us. And she also just has this face it's like so ugly it's cute. Because she kind of looks like a gremlin mixed with like E.T. and like
Eddie Munster.
just so much. But she's so cute. It's really confusing to my emotions. Because I look at this face. And she's just so cute. But she's so goofy. But she doesn't mean to be. She really doesn't. Oh, thank you.
So how old is Sophie?
She's 7.
And what would her adoption fee be, do you know?
She's not spayed yet, so it would be $120. That would include all of her shots up to date, microchipping, her spay, obviously, and a free wellness exam from one of the vets, which would include a free, just an overall wellness exam and free heartworm test. So it's definitely some good things to look into. And as you can see, she's got one of those coats you're going to have to keep up on grooming. Good news. Gave her a bath. Loves it. And loves being blow dried. Weirdest thing. Absolutely adores it. She couldn't get enough of it. She was rubbing up on me and didn't try to get away. So she's a princess and she knows it.
Can you imagine slow motion Instagram videos? She's doing the Fabio with her hair as you're blow drying it. That's just awesome. That's viral video waiting to happen. And she also loves treats.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a nice, smallish size companion, I really don't see how you could go wrong with Sophie.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, people might see her and say, oh, well, she's 7. These little dogs can live to be in their teens, even older. So she could just be at the start of her adult life, you know? I mean, sure, she's up there in age, but that's, you know, and like I said, you know, we never know. She could have a year. She could have 14 more years. We never know. But, I mean, she seems to be in good health. She gets around great, absolutely wonderful. Lets you know when she wants something. Definitely very opinionated. Very persistent as well. But she's good with, when we had her up in our office overnight, we left some potty pads out just in case she couldn't hold it. She actually used the potty pads. So if for some reason you didn't want to kill her or something and you left her for an amount of time, she does use training pads. So that's good, but she also does hold it, obviously, but she just couldn't hold it anymore because she's tiny and she has a tiny amount she can hold. But, I mean, she's been great, absolutely wonderful. We don't hear anything from her unless she's looking at us because we have a treat, and then she barks. But other than that, she doesn't bark in the kennel. She didn't bark when she was back there with us. She's just a pretty relaxed girl who just wants to hang out with you. Maybe go on a walk and then just hang out on the couch, watch a movie, snuggle up.
Look at that face. You cannot deny the Sophie face. And we'll have to splice in some footage here. She likes to sit pretty. She's got her own little thing she does. Pretty hilarious. So you need to get in here and check out Sophie, because she's ready to go home with you. Aren't you?
And she's the perfect little size. I mean, she's not too heavy, perfect to carry around, and trust me, she expects it. She is a princess, and she knows it. So, oh. Oh, yeah, it's just so, she has a really hard life. She does so much in her daily life of just sleeping all day that it just really exhausts her.
Our job, but somebody's got to do it.
It's a hard job being a princess.
So get in here, check out Sophie, and if you're the type who perhaps you go to the farmer's market on Saturday mornings, you guys are going to be there.
Yes, and last time we had our little, she's in our volunteer room, Kyra. She is our 10-year-old cat. She was a little sassy in a cage, so we had to take her out of one. That's why we kind of just let her in here. But we actually took her last time to the farmer's market, and she was on a harness and hanging out. So she may, depending on her mood, because, you know, she's old and she gets grouchy. So depending on her mood, you may or may not see her. But if you don't, definitely come in and check her out. She is an amazing cat that people just, you know, she gets looked past because she is older, but she is a beautiful, she's actually in this room somewhere, but good luck finding her. But she is just an absolutely amazing cat, and she just needs someone to come in and adopt her, because it's better that she's not in a cage. I mean, she is free in this room, but that's still not a home for her. She thinks it is, but it's not. I mean, she'll come out as soon as you crack that soft food can. Meow. You hear a little meow, and she's running. She's running to you. And she's a pretty big cat. She's probably about the size of Sophie. She's a pretty large cat, and she's very fluffy and very cute. So definitely come in and see her. Check her on her website. Call.
How does she like dogs?
Well, she's kind of, like, we have a mom cat in here with some kittens. She's not a fan, but she doesn't necessarily start a fight. She's just like, don't come in my bubble and we won't have problems.
I gotta say, you come in, you can check out Sophie here, and then think, hey, I can get a cat too.
Yeah.
Maybe just not that one.
She would just definitely wear the pants in any relationship. She is the dominant. She knows that she rules everything in life, so.
It's good to be the king.
She's a cat. You can't tell this cat what to do. She's just living a great life.
So farmer's market, you know you want to go anyway. Yeah, there's some jellies there, some things you want to get. Check out the Kokomo Humane Society. You may find a cat on a harness that is queen of all she surveys.
Yes.
And regardless, you got to get in here. You got to meet Sophie.
And maybe you're like, oh, I want a small dog, but I was looking for a male. Well, you're in luck. We also have about a 10-year-old Pom, little Pom mix, and we also have another guy. He's only about a year or two. Smaller dogs, really sweet, really playful. So, you know, people always ask, we have smaller dogs. We've got 4. They're all here. They all need adopted. So do our big dogs. But if you're looking for a small dog, we've got females, males, same and large. You know, we can find just the right personality and dog that will work for you. You just got to call or come in and we can help you out. Because these guys deserve to be home. I mean, we had a couple dogs that were really scared last night from the storms, and it would have been a lot better for them if they were in a home with someone that could have been there for them and comforted them instead of them being scared and alone. So,
Always check out the Kokomo Humane Society website for all the dogs and cats that are adoptable, and check out their Instagram and Facebook pages. You may find some videos of some playtime action. It's great to be able to see a photo of a dog. That's great. But when you can see multiple dogs playing, having a ball with each other, it gives you a better sense of their personality and what you might expect when you bring them home. And then, of course, it just really makes you want to come down here and just play with them yourself.
and it keeps them happier too. Since we've started these play groups, our dogs have been, remarkably different. Their temperaments in the cages have changed. They're not as, what people would see as aggression, you know, they're barking and like biting at the cage. That's them just, hey, let me out. I want to get out and I want to run. That has gone down tremendously because they're getting out with their friends and they're playing and they're rolling around and they're tussling on each other. And so they're taking all that energy, they're working it out. So that way, you know, when you do come in to see them, they're like how they are. They're not these crazy dogs bouncing around because they have a lot of energy. These dogs are super sweet. You know, I see them every day, you know, out in these play groups, and they're just, it's amazing to see how well they're all a bunch of goofy guys. They all just get in there and they just rustle around, and it's amazing to see it, like you said, you know, on a video, on your screen, but it's even better to see it in person. And we welcome you to come. You know, we do them sometimes, and we'll even announce it on our Facebook. We welcome you to come watch them. We just ask, you know, you don't try and touch them because sometimes it creates tension in the yard, but it's great to watch them. I mean, we've had people watching. It's just amazing to see these dogs that are, you know, you see them barking in a kennel and you're like, wow, I wouldn't put that dog around my dog. And then you see it out there with 5 dogs running around, being best friends with all of them. So you get to see not only a different side of the dog, but you also get to see a different way of what we're doing with our shelter, trying to get it to move forward and move better for these animals so they can be happier while they're here and not just sitting in cages. I mean, some of these dogs run out to the field. They are so excited. So they don't even take this as a place. They're like, oh, I'm in a cage. They're like, oh my goodness, it's playgroup time. Let's go. So really, I mean, anything you guys want, we always need kiddie pools. Any donations will help. Anything that can help for the play groups alone, or squirt bottles, or anything for the cats and dogs. We can always use donations of blankets and cat bowls and anything like that. So we're getting animals in left and right. We need you guys to come in and adopt because we are full. We're at cat capacity and we're almost at dog capacity. So someone's gonna have to start getting friends because we're getting full. So we need you guys to come in and adopt 1, 2, maybe 3. We've got whatever you're looking for. We've even got some birds. You ever want a
Birds?
parakeet? No? Maybe a
Really?
finch?
See?
Or 2. As a pair. We've got anything you're looking for, and I mean anything.
Kind of true. And yeah, we've got kittens over here, mama and kittens back here.
Fosters. If you want to foster, maybe you're not you're like, oh, I'd really love a dog or a cat, but I just don't have the time. Maybe you have the time to foster. We always need fosters. Always need fosters. Whether we have a dog right now who's getting heartworm treated. He's actually a little coonhound, and he's he's a funny guy, and he's actually, you can see him in our play groups. His name's Rattler. But he was heartworm positive, and so he's getting treated right now, and it would be best because he actually can't be out in play groups right now because he has to keep his energy down for 2 weeks. So it would be best if he was in a home. So, if that's something you're interested in, we need a foster for him. We need a foster for our moms with our baby kittens. Anything that you can help with, we would love to set you up, and anything you want to help us with, we'd love to help because we need it, and we look out for the community for you guys to help us.
So fosters, volunteers, get on
Yes.
down here. Walk up to the counter and say, I want to help.
We even had a little girl come in here yesterday with her grandparents. She was visiting from Tennessee, and she just wanted to come in and read to the dogs. And that's fine. It calmed the dogs down. At first they were like, what is this strange child doing sitting by my cage? But once she started, they were just like, oh, okay. And they were just sitting there just in awe of her. And that calmed them down. Just little things. I mean, anything. Coming in, giving them treats, anything makes their day. A simple hello or a little pet on the head, a little scratch. See, even that, she's like, oh, yes. Just takes a little bit.
Every time I come, you can tell because I have to walk down, say hi to every dog. And each one is, oh, so happy. Pressing against the cage, wanting to be petted. They want that attention. So get on down here. We got cats, dogs, birds. We need volunteers. We need fosters. We need homes for all these cute guys and gals. So Kokomo Humane Society, you need to get down here. Think about it, and then come on down. And then Farmer's Market, go get your Farmer's Market stuff, and meet some animals, meet some great people, maybe talk to the people there about fostering or being a volunteer. Regardless, you can get down here. We'll see you next week.